Well, a 4-2-3-1 for underdogs? I can get behind that idea. This one is called the 4-2-3-1 for underdogs, best defense and many goals. There is a fantastic description right up in the page, on the page I got this from, so definitely check it out. The only concern of me is that it's in German. I don't speak German, so apologies for the Google Translate. But it basically says it was more effective than I was expected and ultimately rewarded with the Bundesliga title. The team is mid-table at best, as you can see from the pictures, which are on the page I got this from again, but the other teams haven't been convincing this season either. So keep that in mind as you're kind of going through this. He does go through certain positions and who he has playing. I only played tall players with strong aerial skills in the striker position. Your right defender should be very good at crossing, as should your left. So keep that in mind. Read through it. See who they're using, kind of, and how they're using it, and what they're looking for, especially as the transfer season progresses. And if you're not doing great with this in the first set, kind of keep going in the transfer season and see how you can kind of better the tactic, better the players suited for the tactic itself. But we're going to test this out with our three teams in a holiday sim: Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League, and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's just dive into the Premier League and see how it actually worked. Well, unfortunately, the Premier League doesn't look all that great. 72 points for Liverpool is not great. Villa with 59, ouch. But then you get to Liverpool's domestic cups, and wow, they get to the Carabao Cup final, winning against Arsenal in extra time after a perfect run. Then you get to the FA Cup semi-finals, unfortunately losing out to Man City 0-2. And another fantastic run in the Europa League, getting to the final, beating Sporting 3-0. So yeah, Premier League kind of sucked, but everything else was actually not too bad. Squad-wise, not the sea of green I like, but at least it's green. So 23 goals for Salah and Nunez, assists 19 for Trent, Salah with 15, and then average rating Salah gets a 7.3. Aston Villa, on the other hand, didn't do nearly as well. Carabao Cup 4th round out against Bristol City 0-1, and then FA Cup 4th round 0-2 loss to Tottenham. But at least they get a trophy this season, a 3-1 win in extra time over Fenerbahce in the Conference League. So yeah, all in all, the Conference League is really your only shining moment. It does get you Europa League next season, but still, I would have hoped to have picked it up a little bit. Squad-wise, four in the green, minus Coutinho there. But goals, 28 for Ollie Watkins, Zaniolo with 14. 15 assists for Zaniolo, Ramsey with 13. And then average rating, Leon Bailey gets there with a 7.09. But since he only has 11 appearances, let's look at Zaniolo with 42 at a 7.08. Data hub for both teams. Liverpool, attacking is there to a degree, but definitely not what we expect. You do cover most of the bases for defending, but still, there's a lot of places you kind of hope to increase. But 2.11 goals per game, 0.92 conceded, 0.91 XG against, and only 13 shots. Yeah, Aston Villa definitely having some attacking woes defensively as well. Goals per game, only 1.68, 1.32 conceded, 1.37 XG against, 11, almost 12 shots per game. Premier League stats, though, at least both make this list. Liverpool in 4th with 1.89 points per game, Villa with 1.55. Most goals, Liverpool do come in first with 80, but not too far off Manchester United. Aston Villa in 6th with 64. Fewer shots against, Liverpool in 4th with 277, Villa with 390. Most dribbles made, Liverpool making the list with 652, and most shots for Liverpool in 3rd with 520, Villa with 453. Okay, it didn't work for the Premier League teams. Maybe it worked for our championship side. Yeah, no, it didn't. 8th place, out of the playoffs, 75 points. If you took control of this, do your own training transfers, things like that, you could get above, at least into the playoff spots, I would hope, but it didn't work here. Domestic Cups out against Arsenal, 1-3 in the Carabao Cup 3rd round, not all unexpected at least. FA Cup 4th round lost 2-4 to Newcastle. So yeah, sadly, on all accounts, it just didn't work. Squad-wise, at least you got a couple in the green there, appearances there, but goals 16 for Connor Chaplin and only 9 for Wes Burns. Assists 10 for Leif Davis, at least you got that to a degree. But Christian Walton with 1 appearance gets up there, but 7.05 for Leif Davis. Championship stats, just making this list as well with only 1.63 points per game. That is probably one of the lowest we've seen Ipswich in these tactic talks. But most goals in 7th with 76, fewest shots against in 3rd with 370, and most shots for in 6th with 531. Well, let us just dive into the tactic itself and take a closer look. We start out with a sweeper keeper in attack, A wingback in defend on the left, which does have mark specific position, it is that AMR. And the wingback in attack on the right has mark specific position, it is the AML. You get a ball playing defender as a stopper, and then a central defender as a stopper as well. A deep line playmaker in support, and next to a ball winning midfielder in defend, winger in attack on the left, an inside forward in support on the right, and an attacking midfielder in attack in the central spots, and a poacher in attack up front. Balanced mentality in possession, attacking with the standard, approach play is pass into space, passing directness is standard, tempo is slightly higher, mixed crosses, in transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the back line and take short kicks, and out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, and prevent your goalkeeper distribution. So overall, how did it do for our 3 teams? Well, not good at all, unfortunately. Now, I will preface this by saying that the creator himself basically said you need a mid-table or lower team to have this work. Ipswich, that we've found, isn't, I mean, even though FM24 predicts them to be mid-table, they're not a mid-table team. Clearly same with Liverpool and Aston Villa. It just didn't work, unfortunately, for them. But try it with an Everton. Try it with a Wolves, Fulham. See what happens. It might actually work like an absolute charm. So if you tried it, let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. Unfortunately, our 3 very attacking teams, it didn't work at all. So that is it for me, though. Seffi and FM for the Football Manager blog channel saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.